So you are about to buy a new gaming CPU. You have probably seen a bunch of comparison video already, core count, clock speed and all that stuff. But there is one thing almost nobody explained properly, and it's honestly the thing that decide your FPS the most. Well, I actually researched this stuff as a computer architecture researcher. So let's actually get into it properly this time. Well, let's start simple with AMD gaming CPUs. The first one is like Ryzen 5. This is the regular one. These are your budget builds, great for e-sport game, fine for everyday stuff, but they are the weakest of the three if you are playing like heavy AAA games. Now the second one is the Ryzen 7. It is the regular one. This is also like strong, good for gaming, but also good if you are streaming, editing, or doing other heavy stuff on the other side. Now the third and the most important one, Ryzen 7 X3D. This is one built for gaming. Specifically, it give up a like tiny bit of clock speed, but in exchange it get a huge boost to something called cache, and that trade-off is basically the whole video. Well, quick rule of thumb: if this PC is mainly for gaming, in that case you should go for X3D. If it's gaming plus editing or streaming or compiling code, in that case you should choose Ryzen 7. That will be a good choice for you. Now here's my actual buying advice. Like suppose pure gaming build and you have got some budget to spend, in that case you should choose top X3D chip. Gaming plus productivity work, in that case I already told Ryzen 7 is best for you. If you have tighter budget but still you want to go with this gaming boost, in that case you can choose older X3D chip. And if you are doing just basic gamings and basic stuff, in that case you should choose Ryzen 5. Now let me actually show you what that X3D chip pulls ahead in games because of its genuinely cool piece of engineering. First, cache. Cache is basically a small chunk of super fast memory sitting right next to your CPU cores. Think of it like a short-term memory. The CPU keeps close by, so it doesn't have to keep going back to your much slower RAM for the same stuff over and over. And the game is specifically reuse the same data constantly, character, position, physics, whatever rendering right now. So the more of that fits in the cache, the less the CPU has to wait around. Less waiting means higher smooth FPS. So AMD's big idea with this XCD chip was simple. Just give it a lot of more cache. But here the clever part, they couldn't just make the cache bigger on the same chip. That would make it huge and way too expensive to build. So instead they built a separate cache chip and literally stack on the top of the main chip. That's what 3D cache means. Extra cache is stacked in a second layer, like adding a floor to a building instead of making it wider. And actually, they have like improved the design too. On the older X3D chip, that stacked layer sat on the top of the trap, some heat under it, which limit how far the chip could run. On the newer chip, they have flipped the stack cache on the bottom now, so the heat has a clear path out, so that same huge cache but the noticeably fast clock speed. That's the real engineering getting solved in one general, not just a bigger number on a box. Now, actually, quick question, drop it in the comment section also. Before this video, did you already know what is cache size mattered in the FPS, or did you always think it was just about core count and the clock speed? Well, one honest limit throw, this extra cache barely helps with things like video editing or compiling code. Those tasks are limited by raw processing power, not memory. That's exactly why the regular Ryzen 7 can still beat X3D chip at that kind of work. Different tasks, different chip. So you have to choose. So when I told you earlier like X3D for gaming, regular Ryzen 7 for a mixed use, now you know exactly why. It's not a brand thing. It's just matching the chip to what you actually going to with it. Okay. Now one more question for you, and I actually want to know the answer. Do you think AMD should keep pushing cache even further, or is just there a point where it is stop paying off? I have got my own take on this, but I want to hear from you first. So if you want stuff like this, I explained properly, no fluff, no guessing. That's what this channel about. Subscribe.